morning and welcome to Show Me St. Louis. I'm Malik Wilson. As you can see, we are not in studio today. We are live at Union Station in front of a live audience. Let's give it up for you guys. Yes. Now, today is a special day because we're celebrating National Travel and Tourism Week in partnership with Explore St. Louis. Now, I have two lovely ladies who are going to be helping me hosting the show today right here on stage. One is none other than Show Me St. Louis's own Dana DiPiazza. Let's give it up for her. And Explore St. Louis's own Kat Neville. Let's give it up for her. Woo, woo, woo. Now, we have an hour-long special today, and that's huge for Show Me St. Louis because we're usually just 30 minutes, so I'm not going to take up too much more time. We're going to pass it over to Kat, who has some lovely guests with her, and Kat, take it away.
Thank you so much, Malik. I am actually going to kick it all off with what's new in the Lou and my panel of industry innovators. And my first guest is none other than Carolyn Kendall Betts. She is the CEO of St. Louis City SC. Now, Carolyn, the fan experience at Sentine Stadium has been built with something very specific in mind. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. I think our most favorite aspect of the stadium is going to be the canopy. Very unique to soccer-specific stadiums, but it is designed to keep the chants and the cheers and the songs from all the supporters and all the fans in the bowl to make it loud, crazy, unique fan experience, but also to show everybody that St. Louis knows how to party.
And they do, and they love sports, absolutely. And you've also, speaking of the fan experience, you've partnered with one of our city's most important chefs. Tell me about what the culinary experience is going to be.
We were so fortunate that Gerard Kraft would be willing to partner with us because all about the fan, right? We want to have that unique culinary experience that you were talking about, but we have unbelievable STL-made chefs and bartenders and mixologists. I could go on and on and on. And we wanted to make sure that we brought all of that to the stadium so that every person that attends a match is able to experience all the wonderful things that St. Louis can showcase.
Fantastic. And it launches next year, right?
March of 2023.
All right, we cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining us. And my next guest is Kitty Ratcliffe. She is the president of Explore St. Louis. Now, Kitty, tell me about the status of the AC Next Gen project and the impact that it's going to have on the St. Louis region.
Well, thank you, Kat. We're very excited. AC Next Gen is an expansion and improvement of our convention center. Convention Center is 45 years old this year, so it needs some work. The exciting thing about it is it's going to make us competitive with the cities around the country that we are struggling to try to get some business away from. And we've been very successful with that over the years because St. Louis has an incredible offering and experience that people have when they come here. But we have to have that economic development tool. And so the project itself is going to create a massive ballroom that will be the 5th largest in the country when it's done. It's going to double the number of loading docks, which I know doesn't sound very sexy to the audience, but it allows the freight to get in faster and the freight to go out faster. So that means we can turn and do more shows more quickly. And so just a realignment of that and some other improvements. The addition of a huge park downtown will really expand the experience that people have outside the doors of the convention center. And so we want them that when they come here that they just absolutely love every moment of when they're in St. Louis. And it's really important for our region. Although the convention center is located downtown at the north edge of downtown, it is a project that it actually benefits the entire region. People work in the convention center, and all of the businesses that actually cater to the convention attendees from all over. These are people that live in the county. These are people that live in Illinois. So it's a big employment factor. And probably the biggest thing in terms of the benefit to the region overall is that more than $1 billion, new dollars, comes into our community from people who are coming from outside of our community to attend these conferences and conventions. Just this past week, we've had 4 different conventions in the convention center within 9 days, and they brought in 12,000 people from outside of St. Louis. That's all new money for our community. So that's really the benefit to the region.
And the overall benefit of tourism, I think a lot of folks who live here don't necessarily understand how many tourists come through St. Louis every year. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, and as I just said, the convention center alone is responsible for $1 billion of new money coming in Tourism in general is almost $6 billion. That is people who come here to experience all the things that Carolyn and Bob are doing and that everybody else is doing here. That is a great product for leisure tourism as well as business travel and conferences and sporting events. And 90,000 people in our region actually work in the hospitality industry. So having that new money coming in, having those visitors come here is really critically important. Even if you don't work in the hospitality industry yourself, if you're not one of those 90,000 people, you see the benefit from that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kitty. I appreciate it. And speaking of, Bob O'Loughlin is my last guest on the panel, and you're the chairman and CEO of Lodging Hospitality Management. You actually redeveloped Union Station, where we are broadcasting from today, and you opened up Union Station kind of right before the pandemic. So can you tell us how the recovery is going this year?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We had the luck of opening this up on December 25th of 2019, and then we were closed down in March of 2020 due to the pandemic. But I've got to give a lot of credit to all of our employees who hung in there, and even during the COVID years, last year's numbers were phenomenal. We ended up doing about over 850,000 in the aquarium. 550,000 rode the wheel, and we're looking to 2022 as being a phenomenal year down here at Union Station.
And so you are behind a lot of developments from Westport to the Cheshire. How do you decide the direction that you want to take a new project?
That's a great question, and I wish I had the answer to that, but it's more based on if the opportunity is there, and Union Station was presented to us. It was actually under foreclosure. And I looked at it and I said, you know, this is a treasure to the whole area. It was is the world's largest train station in the world. And why not take this challenge on and see if we can turn it around and do something? So my first deal was, if you own a train station, you ought to own a train. So we went out and bought 8 cars and started the Polar Express, which we're really excited about. Last year, we basically set a record. 70,000 families rode the Polar Express. And you know, if you bring an attraction like this or Westport Plaza to the people of St. Louis, we haven't had a major attraction in here in many, many years. They embrace it, and it is a catalyst to other attractions going down here. And we're thrilled with the soccer stadium going next door, because we think with the soccer stadium, what we're doing here, Enterprise Center, what Kitty's doing with the convention center, St. Louis is on the cusp of being very, very big.
Could not disagree. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Bob, Kitty, Carolyn. Thank you for joining me. And Malik, back to you.
Kat, that's some amazing stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining us here as a panelist. So, Cinco de Mayo Day is today, and that means more celebration. I'm taking you to a Cherokee Street restaurant that not only we're going to talk about their dishes, but also an amazing event going on this weekend. What's going on, everyone? I am currently on Cherokee Street, where there is going to be an amazing event in just a couple of days. I am joined with Emily Tinhouse.
Yeah, this Saturday we will have our annual Cinco de Mayo festival, which is always a really big deal, but especially this year we're really excited about it because we haven't been able to have it for the past 2 years. Usually Cherokee Street Cinco de Mayo Festival brings over 40,000 people to Cherokee Street on one day, and we're anticipating that kind of excitement again this year. So really excited for what's coming up this Saturday.
What does it mean this year to bring it back?
It means a lot. I mean, Cinco de Mayo Festival is a celebration of the Mexican community here on Cherokee Street and brings a lot of really important revenue to our street small businesses. Not having it for the past few years has been really challenging, and I think it's going to be really important for those small businesses having it back, being able to have that income that they really need. And it's also a really great celebration of the Cherokee Street community, bringing back things like the People's Joy Parade, which is a community art parade that takes place on Festival Day at 1:11 in the afternoon. Other things like music. Cherokee Street Cinco de Mayo is always a great musical celebration with 3 grand stages. We encourage folks coming down, especially to use rideshare if they can, coming to the Grand Festival entrance at Cherokee and Jefferson there. There are 3 grand stages. There'll be music throughout the day. There are different activations all over the street. The Lucha Libre wrestling ring, sponsored by our friends at Hornitos.
That sounds cool.
We've got a mechanical bull that'll be on the street. One of the biggest draws for Cherokee Street Cinco de Mayo is the food and the drinks. Expect a lot of different Mexican cuisine, tacos, tortas, quesadillas, margaritas, good beer.
Speaking of food, I am currently inside with Marco, who is going to explain kind of where we are and kind of the dishes that will be served in this week's Cinco de Mayo festival. So thank you so much for joining me. Please explain what foods you guys will be providing and where are we?
Yeah, so we're here at La Vallecana. It's right on the corner of Cherokee and California. We will have tacos, tortas, burritos, quesadillas, and nachos that day.
Nice.
So we're gonna have margaritas. We're gonna have homemade ice cream. So we have a lot of flavors. We do the strawberry, the mango. We do a passion fruit. We do also make our fresh margaritas as well. We have passion fruit margaritas, tropical fruit margaritas, strawberry and mango margaritas that we make all from real fruit.
So good, right? Yeah. But what does Cinco de Mayo mean to you? I know the festival is more than just food and all that stuff, but what does it mean to you?
Cinco de Mayo is a time when people get together, you know, to celebrate Mexico. So it's really nice to see when, you know, people get in a crowd and have fun together. Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
All the information that you need is right there on your screen. Screenshot that, as always. Go and show some support. It's supposed to be 40,000 people this weekend. Go show your face. Now, there's an awesome way for you to get out, see, visit, or even stay here in St. Louis. Text the word EXPLORE to that number on your screen for over 35 discounts and deals. We'll be right back.